Okay, we're going to jump right into this. There's no intro. This is the intro, I guess. Like and subscribe. Here we go. So, we're racing at Talladega. This race got moved up basically an entire week. So, I get to start on the pole for this race at Talladega. The 11 is a teammate of mine, but I want to be in the lead. And I do get to the lead. This race is on and off with some stuff. I do have some replays in this race in the corner, like I did for my first D2 race. But it's Talladega. What do you guys expect is going to happen? Um, Behind me, the 11 and 8 are fighting for position behind me. 11 gets past them, and we get single file here for a lap or two. There's obviously stuff happening behind me that I will never see most of the time. They gives the 11 a shove. He moves back and gives position back pretty much, and they're still side by side fighting. The 8 gets past him, the 11 falls behind, and I'm just kind of riding out in first. We cut a lap ahead here, actually 2 laps. The 11 gets past the 8 again and is fighting back up behind me. The 54, the team owner of both me and the 13, spins him out pretty much, and he actually passes me. The owner, I've been talking to him. This should be a penalty. I don't know if it's been assessed yet at the time of me recording it, but it should be a penalty. So I'm at this point in the race, I'm like, I think he should be giving this back by now. And when I had watched the replay, even the owner, the commentator of this race, was even saying he needs to give this back, or it will be a penalty, and he doesn't. You'll see the 50 car. That's a new car. I actually kind of team up with him in this race. But now we cut a lap later, and we get our first caution of the day. Oda goes up and over here, gets Ryan Newman basically. Another car, the 7, also gets involved. The 26 also flips. So me and the 11 are crossing the line here, and we're P1, P2 here for Doge Motorsports, our team. So now he's on the inside, I'm on the outside. I have Dylan, my team owner, pushing me. The 50 actually doesn't get a good start compared to the 11. I'm able to slide right on in. And now I kind of get cut off by the 11, but it was fine. It was Roblox physics being Roblox physics. And we get another wreck. This one doesn't have a very good replay. I had a better replay of it, actually. But he basically is turning and goes in the catch fence, and we have another caution. So now I'm trying to see if I can somehow get past this 11. The 50 has a huge run, so I'm thinking, how can I maybe get a run from him and cut underneath the 11? He doesn't really get close enough for me, but this 7 car does get close to the 50, but they don't take the push very well. I just have to push the 11 and make sure I get P2. And I do, just barely. I nudge out the 50. So again, it's me and the 11, inside, outside, and the 50 on the inside again. But this time the 50 matches the 11 start. I kind of banked on the 50 not having a good start. I'm hoping I have a good run to get to the inside there, but I don't. So now I'm back stuck on the outside, and I just have to hope. The 11 and the 50 actually get into it. I sort of cut off the 26 of Rover, but we're perfectly fine. The 11 recovered perfectly fine as well until that. Then he gets turned again, and well, now we're back to this. This is where some Roblox physics really start to kick in. The 4 kind of went up on 2 wheels for a moment there, but I'm trying to get down to the bottom, and I do here. I'm able to slide in behind the 26. But again, here goes the 26. He clears himself and he spins out. And what do you know? He's on the infield. So a caution comes out now. I'm in P3. Me and Rover had some fun with that after the race. He got spun out by my splitter, we'll say. But now I'm just trying to see Dylan and Oda are now fighting for P1, and I have a feeling Dylan's going to make a very ambitious move. But I give up the inside to Iron, the number 8, and Roblox physics happen. He gets mad at me at the time, but like we resolve it very quickly because that's just Roblox physics being Roblox physics. Neither of us can really do much of that. I get sort of sucked into it, and then he just flips for no reason. I get P3, which at this point I actually wanted more than getting P2, because now I'm on the inside. lane. And if I really need to, I can let the 54 in. But this is where I start getting some internet troubles. I don't know what it was with the internet during this race. I just it hit lap 10 and I couldn't tell where I was going half the time. It was either choppy or frozen. So I went from P3 to the back of the field with the 50 here. And I believe once we go into this corner, I freeze up a little bit again. But luckily it doesn't. But I'm on the inside of the 4. He pushes me down below the double yellow. I just try and slow down to not pass him. And then the 50 gives me a good push here, and I'm able to get to the inside of the 4. They're fighting up ahead, Oda and Dylan. The 7 and the 8 are right up behind both of them. But I'm back to the 11, who I've been working with for pretty much the entire race. The 54 and 8 are still battling. The 54 gets left out hanging on the outside. The 8's trying to make a move on the outside. The 7 followed. The 54 is up there now. The 11's pushing the 55. The 7 wants to clear down low, and he does. We're all being chaotic. I tag the 7 a little bit. I try rejoining the track, and the 54 of Dylan doesn't let me back up at all. I was screaming at him at this point in the race. But I do eventually get back up. And then, what do you know? He comes back down before the 55 of Oda comes down. And at the time, I was apologizing, like, oh yeah, he put you down. No, he turned. And then Iron gets tagged on the right rear by Dylan, and they go into the wall. So I'm just now in P3. And we're going to cut a couple laps up now. And I am back to P3. I'm making a move on the 7 here. I'm trying to. He actually does a really good job blocking there, but the 50 gives me an absolute great push. And I'm able to pass the 7. I almost, at the time, I thought I was going to get the 11, but I didn't there. I really wish I did. But now I'm back up behind the 11 like I have been for a large majority of this race. So now we're going to cut another lap ahead. The 7 is up there. I somehow make this pass. I went up in the air touching the 11. I don't know what happened, but it was Roblox physics, and the 11 gets shuffled all the way back down to 4th. But the 26 makes a crucial mistake and goes on the high side, which does not work in D3 or even D2 like I'm in. But now we cut the 50's gone to the outside. It's 8 to go now. The 54 is now up to the behind me now. I can't talk. We're just going to go around that. The 54 is trying to find a way around me. I start lagging again. I hadn't had this happen in a couple laps, and now I let Dylan to the inside of me. I'm able to somehow get a run, and then I freeze again. What do you know? I'm in the grass, and I am letting up first place. I try rejoining, and I accidentally tag Dylan. I'm still lagging at this point. I don't know how well you guys can see it. There was another lag spike. But I'm up to P2 somehow. And I'm going to see if I can clear the 8. I don't. I freeze, but I see the 26 get a huge run. Now I'm kind of locked bumpers with the 54. And I'm trying to catch back up. The 26 makes a move to the inside. I try blocking. It wasn't a very good block. I almost did what he did earlier in the race. So now I'm behind the 54. I'm trying to get to him. And I look inside. Doesn't work. Lag starts happening again. And at this point in the race, I'm just hoping I don't cause a wreck because I'm lagging. So I go to the inside here, and he kind of chops me off. We both go to the inside. I'm still lagging. I go up into the 11. It's not horrible, but it really should have been a wreck. I brake a little bit there. I'm still lagging so much. I don't know what's going on. My game's freezing, bugging. I don't even know what you want to call this. But I don't get a good entry in the corner. But Dylan doesn't get much of a good entry either. But I'm hoping to go, and then the 55 gets turned. He goes up into the air and into the catch fence. There wasn't a very good angle for this, so I'm not going to be able to show it. But you guys can imagine his car getting torn to pieces in the catch fence. But I'm in P2. I'm going to have the 11 pushing me here, and the 8 pushing the 54. I'm hoping that I get a decent restart. I do, I the 54 is clear, but I get forced up to the top. I'm still lagging at this point. I still don't know what's about to happen. I don't know when I'm gonna lag. And then I lag here. I'm frozen, and when I come back, I'm being turned by the 11. Luckily, the 55 and 11 get into it, so I have a little bit of time to possibly get in line to the inside. But I don't because the 7 in me kind of lock bumpers and I can't do anything. So I'm on the outside and I just have to kind of ride it out. We have 5 laps to go, coming to 4 to go. And at this point, I am just hoping that I can go. The 55 pushes me down, but he was battling with the 7. But I do overtake. I don't think this is a penalty. I've talked. And then Oda wrecks again into the catch fence. So now we have to race back to the line again for the 5th caution of the race. But I'm behind this 50 car again, who I was friends with during this race. He's a new driver, I'm pretty sure, and we work together very well. You see the 11 go way inside because he got turned by the 8, and he makes it pass. I don't really know if that's legal or not because he got turned and he just rejoined. But I'm coming back up. It's looking like I'm going to get P5. And I know I'm going to get P5. And then the ambulance. And then a random Xfinity car. And everyone still gets the same position as they should. So now we're restarting. I'm in P5. I know we should get a good run. But the 11 gets another amazing start. I hit Oda with Roblox physics. And I'm still lagging a little bit. Another wreck. The 7. Roblox physics, and another caution happens. And now we have to go and race back to the line. The 54 goes down below the double yellow because he got forced. The 11 on the outside. The 8 cuts off the 50. The 4 cuts me off. I think about taking an overtake, but I don't. I just go behind all of them. Then I tag Oda again in the 55. And then he goes up and over because of Roblox physics. And then the 4 chops me down. And then he gets chopped down by the 80, who got chopped down by the 8. And they go flipping. I get P4 somehow. I don't know how all this is happening, but it did happen. So, now overtime. I'm behind the 8. The 54 is being pushed by the 11. And I'm lagging again. I don't know what's going on. I'm sort of coming back now. The 8 goes and cuts off the 26. 26 tries to rejoin, and me and him get into it. And at this point of the race, we just know that that's it. There has to be a caution for us to come back. So now we're just kind of riding in the back. But now, since we're in the back, I don't really have great footage of the finish of this race, so I am actually going to I'm going to hand it off, to the owner and commentator of this race, Degatona.
Coming, it will be white flag sponsored by Scotiabank one more time around. And the 11 got shuffled up. Dylan's now in the lead. Now it's a matter of who's going to win this one. Who's going to take the victory here at Talladega for the Alsco 299. 54, 8, Dylan, and Iron. Here comes Oda in third place, making something work. Trouble. There goes the 55. He's going to join up on the track, try to take that lead, that second place away. No cars out back. The stars have aligned for the man from Brampton. But it looks like they have it. Here comes everybody else. The 55 photo finish at the line. It's going to be the 54 that wins at Talladega Super Speedway.